Hey, how's it going?
Hey! Oh my gosh, so good. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm glad we were able to get this booked up. It's I think you had mentioned it on Instagram that you were kind of on a hiatus there, and this is kind of like your return. To
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
did
it's been a little while.
nice, nice. And so quick question, just so I know how things are kind of flowing. When you're sitting in that waiting room, can you hear what's going on in
Yeah.
the? Okay,
Yeah, I
just
watched your I watched the podcast while I waited.
Okay.
It was
Awesome.
good.
Awesome. I was sitting there, I was like, I don't quite remember if that's the case, but I think that's what it is. So as long as they're getting like verbal cues that we're wrapping up this interview and bringing in the next, then we're good. So
Yeah, it was good. It was like watching it on Twitch probably. It was the
yeah.
same sort of. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Sweet, sweet. So Samantha Sharpe joining us. How long it's been a year. Were you were on last year's PanCAN, I
I,
believe. Or
I think it was the year before.
first year. Has it been 2 years? Jeez.
I think so.
Okay. Wow. My my mind is just like, oh hey, over here you got things. So,
Mhm.
um, excited to chat. How have things been going for you?
Good. I actually can I tell you a brief story that's unrelated?
Yes, go for it.
Today I went for a walk and I spotted a kitten in a tree.
Nice.
And we got the kitten down, and now apparently I have a kitten. So
Okay.
we're gonna find out if it belongs to someone, obviously. But in the meantime, it's safe at my house. So now I have a kitten for a little bit, maybe. So I'm having a good day.
Nice. That's really cool. It's when you find stuff like that, or it's always like that unexpected surprise, and sometimes you imagine it'd only be there for a little bit, and then it ends up just becoming your kitten.
Yeah. So I don't know what we're calling this kitten, but if we get to keep it, that's the next step, I guess. But in the meantime, there's a very, very small cat in my house. So
Fair. Fair
if you
enough.
hear any meowing, that's what that is.
Oh, it's all good. All good. So how's things going with your music?
Good. I did, as you mentioned, I took a little bit of time off. I had a really big headline show, my first ever headline show, a couple of months ago. But I made the decision to do every single thing myself, from writing the music to making the merch by hand, some of it. So I got a bit burnt out. But I'm working my way back to it now. I've got some gigs lined up, so yeah, it's just it's been a bit of a weird year, so I'm
Fair.
taking it slow for now.
So kind of taking that leap into just doing everything yourself from I'm assuming you said like the music, the some of the merch, and I'm sure even some of the promoting you just kind of jumped in and did yourself.
It was
What
it was all of the promoting.
all of the promoting. Um what was the hardest part for you? Like what did you find like the most mentally draining?
Um, Probably the promoting side of it. The being top of mind for people all the time
Hmm.
and reminding people to get their tickets, because it was a ticketed show, so I was sort
Mhm.
of pushing people a lot to remember to actually buy them, because people don't do that. I'm
Mhm.
guilty of that too. It's really hard to get people to buy things, and I forget until the last minute. Um, but yeah, I think it was just like a combination of everything, because there was a lot of lead up as well, and then once it was done, it was just like, okay, now what? I
Yeah.
we my sister and I, we handmade these like bespoke candles that were all named after my songs, and um we
Nice.
like I wrote all the music, but I also performed all the instruments on stage as well. So it was like I probably did too much. I probably needed support, but it's a learned lesson.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things that it's always kind of jumping in head first in a situation like that where you got this opportunity. You you can't always afford to pay somebody to do the promoting. You can't always afford to print a whole bunch of merch, and so you just kind of do what you can, which is great. That's very DIY of you, and do it yourself and all that stuff. But it's also a good opportunity to kind of figure out what other aspects of the business that you really enjoy, the music business I'm meaning. And you can find out like, yes, you're a musician, you could sing, you could play, you love it, but as a way to kind of fund your music business. Maybe you find out you like promoting, and you just kind of
Mhm.
that becomes like the side hustle, or you find out, oh hey, the merch thing was kind of fun, making candles, or like whatever it is, that was kind of fun. And so it kind of gives you this opportunity to stick your feet into different aspects of the
Mm.
business to kind of keep yourself in the business without taking yourself out, if that makes
Being
sense.
beside the business while I'm in it. I
Yes,
was
there
like,
you.
I was all of the hats. So
Yes.
yeah. In future, I will have to delegate, but I was my first one, so I was a bit of a control freak about it. So
Oh, fair. It's one of those things where that's okay. Like you sometimes you just have to, you want to take it on, and then you learned like, okay, promoting, don't like it. Let's pass that off. Different aspects and whatnot. Because, like you mentioned, remaining top of mind
mm.
isn't isn't the easiest thing in the world, because you almost have to be an annoying person to be like, hey, buy my tickets, buy my tickets.
Yeah,
So
and it feels like you're spamming people, but all of these algorithms and things say that most people don't see it the first couple of times. So keep doing it. And I'm like, people are going to get so sick of this.
yeah,
But we ended up with a really good turnout, so I guess they didn't get sick of it. It was a great night. So
yeah.
I hope to do it again soon, but
Right.
with some help.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. So where are you kind of at? Like, obviously you took a break after this, but are you currently writing, where are
Mm.
you kind of at in that aspect of things?
I am officially writing an album at the moment.
Okay.
So, some of the songs that are for the album I performed at that show, and it was the first time they'd ever been performed, which was exciting. Um, but I'm writing an album of songs that feel honest to me. That's my next main sort of thing, that
Mm,
um things that really actually speak to my experience and to human experience as well. So, um, got a really good song, actually. I say really good because it makes me laugh, but it's called Fake Friends, because I lost a friendship this year, and I was like, it's time to really like, everyone's had that, surely. Like,
mhm,
sometimes friends just aren't friends.
mhm.
So,
Yeah.
um, that one's really fun. So I'm about, I think I've got about 7 songs so far that I'm
Mhm.
happy with. So
Right.
doing all my demos at home, and then we'll see where we go from there.
For sure. It's, with you, just to kind of pencil in on the Fake Friends song that you just mentioned there.
Mm-hmm.
It That's such a interesting topic that I think a lot of people can relate with, and I think if you put the right promotions behind, like, obviously we just got done talking about promoting the
Of
show and
course.
whatnot, but if you put the right promotion behind that song, I think that's just one of those universal topics that everybody can relate with.
Yeah.
Everybody's had that friend that they thought that was like their ride or die, or their like best friend, and then it ends up, yep, not even. So
Yeah. And when I performed that one on the night of the show, I actually had I wasn't going to. I was like, it was brand new. Like, I'd had it finished for like maybe 3 or 4 days, and I thought, "Oh, it's so new. Do I actually want to go there?" And I did. And I had people come up to me afterwards and say, goosebumps. That was exactly what I was feeling. That's I've had that happen. So it really was quite validating, where I was like, oh good, I'm not the only one who's got shitty friends.
gotcha. Awesome.
Mm.
Sorry, you broke up there a little bit, but
Oh yeah, you froze a little. Sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. Um, so as you're kind of in this process of working on this album or this project, what's the song? You said you had 7 like good songs that you're happy with.
hmm
What's that song selection process been like for you? Is it yeah?
Um, I wrote quite a few of them. I was working with a mentor in songwriting, and they work within a label in New York City. So I did a lot of songwriting like courses through this particular program, and I wrote 5, I think, or it might have been 4 with them, and had them sort of vetted. by these, we had like listening sessions, that
Mm,
kind of thing to weed out what was going to be better.
mm,
And I scrapped some of those. But mostly it's just been about what makes me actually feel something.
mm,
Um, you know, I find that weirdly when I'm writing, I'll know almost straight away if it's going anywhere. Um, where I've been writing a few songs, like the last couple of days, been writing stuff down and just being like, that's not going anywhere.
yeah.
That one is, but this one's not going to go anywhere. So I find that if I actually finish something, I have to commit to it before I can actually even consider it. But
Mm,
finishing it is probably the first step in
right.
selecting something.
Fair. It's always one of those things where it's kind of like you want to give the best song or the song the best opportunity to live its full potential. Uh,
Hmm.
and just kind of be what it's going to be. And sometimes you just need to get those songs out of your mind so you can move on to the next one. I've talked to several musicians where they have this idea for a song, but they can't quite get it right. And so they
Mm.
just kind of force it out just to get it out of their mind so that they can go on to the next one because they can't focus on that next song. So,
Yeah. Sorry, you're breaking up a bit at the moment.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Oh,
No? Hold
I
on.
lost you for
Yeah.
a second then. Sorry.
Oh, you're all good. We're
Just
we're getting through it.
we're
So,
getting through it. Just to add to what you were saying, I may have missed the end of it, but there's a quote I really like. And I can't remember who said it, but I feel like it was attributed to Ed Sheeran at some
mm,
point. But it was that songwriting is like turning on a faucet. A lot of brown water is going to come out first, but you just got to wait for the clear stuff. So,
nice. Hey, that works. It's that kind of coincides perfectly with what the little bit at the end I was saying.
mm,
So, oh,
okay.
so kind of what obviously we've been talking about, your new project, your kind of hiatus. What did how did the hiatus kind of help you? Was it able to give you a fresh perspective or yeah?
um, yeah, I think so. It's sort of given me more. It's given more meaning to some of the songs that I'd written quite a while ago. Some of these ones for the album, in particular, the first one I ever wrote for this particular project and that I've kept, was about overcoming struggle, basically. And then I've had this hiatus, and that was a struggle. So now it's like that song really feels like it's speaking to me again.
Mm,
Um, I feel like I've written this song for myself, which I mean, they say write for yourself, but also write for an audience. And I think that this particular track really, it's for me. I wrote it as a love letter to myself, but it's for it's for everyone. So yeah, definitely given everything a new meaning.
cool, cool. And are you picking back up on shows or where you kind of at there?
Yeah, so I'm starting back up with I've been busking again.
Mm,
So that's I love to get out in the community and um make people smile. But I'm back playing pubs. So I'm doing my first show at a bar this weekend. I've never even been there before, and it's I mean, you're from quite far away, but it's called the Loudmouth Bar. It's in St Kilda, and I'm playing there on Sunday. So we'll see how we go, but I'm pretty excited.
nice. So you're excited? Are you nervous at all about playing at a bar or?
Um, I've played at a lot of bars.
Mm,
I've played breweries. I've played pubs. I've done bars.
mm,
I've been all around.
yeah.
But I'm a little bit nervous because they asked for upbeat,
Okay.
and I can do upbeat, but it's 3 hours, so I might need some downbeat in the middle
Yeah, yeah.
because I
I,
might get a little tired. I actually had COVID a couple of weeks ago, so I'm like, I'm gonna be taking energy drinks before I get there just to keep me upbeat.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Mm.
And in Australia, in just in general as a country, do they at pubs, do they prefer like cover songs and stuff? Do you have to have a bunch of cover songs at the ready, or are they
Yeah.
kind of cool with like originals?
Um, they're more about covers. They
Mm,
like it when people can sing along or dance,
mm.
but I have been known to sneak my own music in because I I perform it with such conviction that no one can tell the difference.
Fair enough.
I'm like, you should know this song. It came out like a year ago,
Fair enough. Hey,
Fine, but
it works. It works. Um,
yeah.
and then if anybody wants to kind of keep track or listen to your music, catch a show, if they happen to live near you or, just interact with you on social, where's the best place to find you?
So on Instagram and Facebook, I am Samantha Sharpe Music.
Hmm.
On Twitch, I'm Sharp Sings because I don't know why it's different. I think I'm Sharp Sings a few other places too. I'm Samantha Sharpe Music on Threads now. But I am also on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Bandcamp, all of those things under my name, Samantha Sharpe, which is with an E. And there are
Awesome.
two Samantha Sharpes who both sing, but I'm older, so I'm the original.
Fair enough. Fair enough. How have you been liking Threads? Are you are you like buying into it, or are you more still like enjoying Twitter or X,
Um,
whatever?
I never really got into Twitter that
Okay.
much. But I'm enjoying Threads because it carried over a lot of my followers from Instagram.
Mm.
So the community sort of stayed the same, but I haven't had the pressure of coming up with pictures.
Yeah, fair enough. See,
Mm.
my only issue with Threads is the search base to find new people that are kind of
Mhm.
interested in the same topics isn't as convenient as it is on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. Like you have
Mhm.
to like really search for people, which is
Yeah.
that's kind of annoying, but
Mhm.
I use Threads for what it is and I try and keep it entertaining there, but I can't say I quite have bought into Threads yet. So
Fair enough. Yeah,
uh,
we all got our different thing.
yeah.
I don't use it very often. But when I do hop on there, a lot of the like for you stuff has been really relevant for me.
Hmm.
So I just find that I just keep following people and then I haven't even seen anything they've posted yet because I haven't been back. So I need to check who I'm following.
For sure,
Whoops.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then just one last little thing. We're going to play a quick, fun game. I have a random question generator sitting right here. I'm going to ask
Okay.
you one random question as we kind of wrap up this interview here. So if you're
All right.
ready, here's the
I'm ready.
question. What is something someone said that forever changed the way you think?
Ooh. Ooh. That's a really good question. Um Actually, you know what? Someone said something to me yesterday. It's only from yesterday. So I don't know if it's forever changing the way I think. It's
Hmm.
only had one day to do so. But I was talking to my mum actually about busking and how we're in a really low cash sort of economy at the moment. No one carries cash, so it's tricky. Um, and I was like, yeah, but people give me whatever, and that's fine. If they give me anything, that's great. And my mum said, yes, but I'm sure a lot of them would love to give you more. They just don't have it.
Hmm.
And for some reason, that hadn't clicked in my mind before that perhaps that was all they had, but that wasn't all they wanted to give.
Yeah,
Um, that people are more generous inherently than we think.
yeah.
Like, because my mum says, I'd give any busker, anything, and she then said, she'd give the shirt off her back if she needed to.
Hmm.
People are really generous, but I just never thought of it that way. I was like, well, they gave me 5 cents because that's all they wanted to give me. Like,
Uh,
it was not that they just only had that.
yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
It that's interesting. Yeah.
Hmm.
Nice. I'll have to think on that one a little bit because, like, as I asked the question, I was like, "Oh man, I don't even know if I could answer that question." But
It's a really deep question.
yeah,
I tried to pick something that was a little less deep because otherwise we were going to end up in a rabbit hole.
yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Well, Samantha, I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and chat with me. Once again, if for the anybody listening, what are your socials again?
Yep. Instagram, Facebook, and now Threads. I am Samantha Sharpe Music.
Awesome.
Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all those things under my name, Samantha Sharpe, which is with an E.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Samantha, thank you so much for joining us. We got our next musician in the queue. We're going to play a little musical roulette here. And thank you so much. And we'll keep in touch.
Thank you for having me.
Yep,
Have a
absolutely.
good night.
Yep, you too. Thank you.